Hello YouTube. Today I will be talking about the areas from Carnivores 1998, and I'll be ranking them. But first, some basic thoughts on them. They are not as good as the areas from Carnivores 2 and Ice Age. This is because the areas in this game are too small to realistically have high populations of big animals, and some have more outlandish features or lack of good features at all. And that is why these areas are not as good to me. So without further ado, let's continue. The Great Lake is probably the worst map in Carnivores to me. Sure, it has some cool features like a giant lake that was made when a great giant meteor crashed into that spot, and it looks desolate like a giant meteor did hit that spot, and has a possibly natural looking thing that looks like an artificial canal. But there's one big reason that it ranks so low, and that reason is that it is surrounded by mountains. Like, seriously. How did the animals get to this spot if there are unclimbable mountains surrounding it? Did Dino Corp put the animals there? If so, how did they get the T-Rexes there? The T-Rex is the most deadly animal in the game. It's literally bulletproof, and that is why it is a bad map. The Woods of Chalks is slightly less bad than the Great Lake. It only has a few small ponds on it. Everything else is just trees and very small hills. Like many have said before, this map is bland and boring, so I rarely hunt on it. So, the Woods of Chalks, a lame map, and that is why it comes in at this spot. Basmashi Rocks is an okay map. This map is too small to justify having this much going on, and it has the same repetitive ambience as the Woods of Chalks. And its features like the Spiral Mountain, the mountain paths, and the many desert beaches are not big enough to capture my interest. Although I will admit that the desert beaches are not that bad and realistic. But they could be better. Overall, this is just an okay map, and that's why it comes in at this spot. The jungles of Gravitsappa is a slightly better area than the last one, but not by much. It is mostly just foggy jungle, but it does have a smaller southern island that is not so foggy. And if you want to escape the fog, then you could also go to the northeastern desert beach or start climbing the mountains. But overall, it has little to offer. But at least it does not have as much stuff that feels forced or off. The ancient temple is neat because it has some small pools with tiny rock islands in them, and it has a swamp in the southeastern part of the island, and it has an ancient temple on it and tall northern mountains. Although the mountains should have been taller with the ability to be climbed, and not to mention the creepy voice in the temple. Now we have reached the best area in the game, the pyramids of Smu Hadron. This island is awesome because its jungles are cut into two by the desert. To the east of the island, the desert gets bigger and has three giant dinosaur-themed pyramids. The north and south jungles have been separated for so long that the colors of the plants must have evolved to be different. It has a few mountain beaches and cliffs to explore and has many other possibly natural features. This is the only map to have the most work put into it, apparently, so it is my favorite. And that concludes the list. So what did you think? Do you agree? If not, then please make your own ranking videos. And as always, have a great day.